I'm Cuddly.
I'm Puppet.
And this is the run!
So we're playing Hades today. We're going to be playing a series of roguelikes in theory. We're going to start a new file. We can play on Hell mode, which is the hard mode for this game. We can't change this later. It's going to be the problem.
Oh, you hadn't told me that.
Well,
Few tales are told of Hades, whose very name inspires fear and penitence, reminding us of the inevitable fate which we all share. I, however, mean to tell you such a tale. Listen carefully.
I forgot that it just threw you into the game.
Father.
When I originally watched you playing some of this, I didn't actually know that was a thing. I thought that there would have been some story at the start. I guess this is the story, just I thought it would have all been like...
Yeah, well, let's just nail the first run, easy.
Okay, this is the run after all.
that is what we've gone with. So we've got the sword, we've got 2 attacks with the sword. We've got our regular combo, which is this, and then we have our special, which I missed with, because I'm great. Does a bit more damage, wide AoE, but a lot slower. You can knock enemies into walls with attacks, which does a bunch of extra damage. There are rather certain perks sort of built around that, which you can specialise in, which I never really do, so maybe we should try that sometime.
So you told me you're not a big fan of the sword.
That's something that I have said, yeah.
Why is that?
It doesn't attack super fast, it doesn't hit super hard. It's kind of the jack of all trades, master of none. Spoilers for anyone watching, by the way, there's more than one weapon. This is one of our first upgrades, so we'll let the good lady take it away.
It's got to be her. Then here goes nothing. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Just calling Zagreus out on being a big lady just now.
Hail, noble cousin. Now, let's get you from that miserable place. I'll see that all of us upon Olympus do our part, beginning here with me.
So, there are various gods from the Greek pantheon in this game, and they all give you these boons, boons of Athena in this case. Athena, as it says on the top there, divine protection and unconquerable strength. She focuses on deflecting attacks, as you can see from all 3 of these, and defense in general. I personally really like this dash because I like other things on my attack and cast, and the dash, you're always going to be using it, and any projectile you dash through is going to be bounced back at its target. Also deals a tiny amount of damage, which, you know, my dash doesn't currently do that. So that's what we're taking.
The other things aren't bad, right?
No,
just like...
yeah, 40% extra damage is not nothing. The cast isn't great. I actually prefer the regular cast to her cast. It
I'm
just
not sure I've ever seen the cast for it, but yeah,
yeah, there's probably a reason for that. It moves slower is the reason I don't like it. I think there is some later on like boons built around it. So as you can see, my dash now has these shields around it. So
at some point, is that build going to be the run?
I mean,
The Athena cast build?
I mean, we'll look into it. Not promising anything. Oh, I can't. He guess he flies. He doesn't get hit by spikes, which makes sense.
I was sitting here quietly like, oh my god, he's not getting hit by the traps, and then, well...
Oh, me?
No.
Yeah. Right, got you. I mean, these are, in theory, quite easy to dodge, because they just don't stand on the spikes, right?
Yep.
But nailed it, didn't I? So, this is Darkness. This is a resource we spend between runs to make ourselves better in future. So if I don't succeed at this run, that's why. It's because I haven't spent all that yet. Not because I'm bad.
That's why, got you.
Yeah. It's definitely.
But there is like quite a lot of unlockables from it, right?
There are, yeah. On my main save file I have several thousand darkness and I still am not done. And we've got 10 just now, so, you know, well on the way.
I'm sure the price of things go up as you play. Like
it does, yeah, there's early stuff's easy. That was some of Sharon's obols, which is the currency for within the run. You see in the bottom right we've got 133 of it. Okay, so we have our first choice. We can either take some more darkness, or we can take a chthonic key, I believe they are. Right now we have darkness, we don't have keys, and you do need keys to unlock things early on. So let's grab some.
I didn't know that. I was trying to suggest darkness because you need thousands of it. But, yeah.
Also true, yeah, but we are going to need keys too.
I guess having some of everything is good.
Well, early on, everything is reasonably cheap. So having a little bit of darkness and a little bit of keys and a little bit of... I'm dead. Nice. So this was, it turns out, not the run.
We expected that though, right? We expected...
yes.
Maybe we didn't expect you to die within a minute, but we did expect it to not escape.
It was a practice, it's fine.
I'm home.
So, surprise everybody, it's a roguelike. It's not just one life and then you lose. And now we get to go to the sort of town of this, which is Hades' Chambers. We're going to speak to everybody here, so get ready for some lore.
Welcome to the House of Hades, where... Wait, I know you. Guess that means you died out there, huh? Well, don't be sad, though. Pretty much everybody dies sometime.
Some of us more than others.
That's going to become a running theme.
Stupid boy. I told you nobody gets out of here, whether alive or dead. So how was your wanton ransacking of my domain?
It was lovely.
Oh, Pops.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Greetings, Father. My ransacking was a delight, thank you for asking. So I'll just be on my way again.
Yeah, so Zagreus was on board.
Yeah, he's one thing I really like about this game.
Indeed. What do I care? You shall never reach the surface. Go, see for yourself.
I think the voice acting is so good in this game.
Yeah, so Supergiant, the guys who make it, are very good at that. Bastion and Transistor, two of their other story-based games. Similar playstyle. Transistor's got similar to like VATS in Fallout, as well as you can just play it as a regular action RPG. It has like a VATS sort of system where you can like plan your turn and then execute it that way. But yeah, they both have just really good voice acting.
Yeah, that's probably like part of their thing, right? Their thing is the games are like really, really well written story games, but with fun gameplay aspects. So that's cool.
Yeah. So story-wise, we are Zagreus. We are the son of Hades, and we want out. Here we are in hell, and or the underworld rather, and we're not a fan. Over here we have our good friend.
Good to see you, lad. Despite the circumstances. Remember your training out there. The pain of death is but another obstacle.
That's... yep, sure.
Yeah, that's depressing.
Yeah.
And fear is for the weak. Take care, Achilles.
These two
Oh, man,
are...
Zagreus, he's a strong boy.
These two are edgy, like, bros.
You can get that from the red and the green eye that Zagreus is spying.
Yeah, but like that's not necessarily. You think he's got one contact in?
Yeah, man.
The House of Hades, that dark and lavishly appointed lair of the underworld's king, is home not just to him, but to his willful progeny.
You know I can hear you, old man.
Yeah, so I was going to bring that up. Like the narrator is great in this game, partly because Zagreus can hear him.
So I didn't know that you could hear him before now.
When we've been to one of the other rooms here that we've unlocked later on, he comments on everything the narrator says.
Right, okay.
And here's Mama.
Do not despair, child. Such setbacks are inevitable and may be overcome with effort and with time. You made contact with the goddess Athena. She shall be true to her word.
I believe it, Nyx. I'm grateful that you put us into contact. I know you took a considerable risk in reaching out.
The risk is not to me. I expected the Olympians would involve themselves in this eventually. Reveal to them no more than they already know. Are we understood?
Yes, we are.
Then go.
Nyx is cool. I like Nyx.
Yeah, so she's foster
Hey,
mama
Rome,
rather
I'm
than
back.
regular.
Yeah.
This is our room. It's got, you know, some sort of decor going on. Yeah.
The bedchambers of Prince Zagreus lie in a perpetual state of utter disarray, despite his lord and master of the house repeatedly insisting that he pick everything up.
Oh, come on, it's not that bad, is it?
It's pretty
He looks
bad.
like he tidies up like I tidy up, right?
Like, if it's on the bookshelf, it's not on the floor, and therefore...
Like, if the middle of the room is empty, it's a tidy room.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's my rubbish pile, so therefore everything else is tidy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have that luxury.
No, this is true.
So here we have where we spend that darkness we mentioned earlier.
Night and darkness guide me.
So we can either deal extra damage when attacking things from behind, or restore some health when we move between rooms, which I think you've probably never seen, Brian, because I never take that on my other character.
No, yeah, I was gonna say I've not seen that, but I think that's really good, especially
When we have so little health.
yeah. Like I don't think damage is like a huge issue right now, right? Because we just want to be able to get further into runs so that we can make future runs more fruitful, right?
Sure, that's certainly...
I think arguably damage would do that as well, but it comes with the caveat of having to be behind the target, which isn't always the case.
So here are those other weapons we mentioned. There's some sort of bow, some sort of shield, and some sort of spear. And here is some sort of mini terrarium.
Nothing here yet.
This contains our keepsakes that we have none of. They're really good.
Nice.
That's
I can
I
do
don't
this.
think we've been over here either, right?
First
Oh, I
get
don't know.
past the wretched shades of Tartarus.
This is just a quick look at
Easier said than
what
done.
the plan is.
And doubtless I'll be running into Meg. The River of Flame ought to be just beyond. Find a way up to Elysium from there, and after that... Alright, let's give it another shot. I
You
can
heard the
escape
man.
From the courtyard back there.
So you
like
did have a
Father's not
key,
going to
right?
make this one
So you
easy
could
on
have
me.
unlocked the bow. Was that not a key you needed?
I'll go back in a second, but yeah. Okay, so this normally you unlock it after you finish the game. In Hell mode, which is what we're playing, you start with it. This is a way of making your runs harder, and in our run, we start with a bunch of stuff and we can't turn them off. So all foes deal extra 20% damage. We restore 25% less health. There are 20% more enemies. They all have 15% extra health. And the bonus one, which is personal liability down here. So when we take damage, we are not invincible at all for any amount of time. It is 100% inactive. That's not actually available in the normal run.
Oh, okay. Didn't know that.
It's just not something that you can normally turn on. It's just not there. So in theory, our maximum heat goes one higher now. So that's exciting. I did have one key, but maybe it got spent on the mirror to unlock the mirror in the first place.
Oh, potentially, yeah.
Oh, hang on. No, we didn't finish the room with the key. We went to the key room, and that's where we died.
Right. Okay. That'd
Yeah.
make more sense because I don't remember seeing it pop up at the mirror. Okay.
No,
that's
yeah,
fine.
I didn't either.
Wretches of the underworld, take heed.
So just to clarify, we're not adding any additional conditions. We don't need any right now.
Thunder. Is that...
Thunder and lightning.
Oh dear. I knew you were going to do that as soon as you said it.
So yeah, this is another god. If you can, 10 points if you can guess which one this is from your Greek gods.
Is this really him? Okay.
Is it him?
In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Greetings there, young man. Look, your father's always been rather difficult, and he's not so much as called in quite some time. You'll have a better home where you belong, here on Olympus. And to help you on your journey, have my blessing.
It's Uncle Zeus.
Great beard.
Yeah, he does have a great beard. Okay, so we've got a few options. We can make our attack emit chain lightning. That's good for AoE because it'll hit other targets than normal hitting. The chain lightning does hit the same target as well. Something makes it really good with very fast attacking weapons. Special causes a lightning bolt to strike nearby foes. So a special, if you remember from last time, deals 50 damage. This makes it jumps it up to 80. Our attacks deal about 25-30. So this increases them by not as high a percentage, I don't think.
But you do use them more often.
You do, yeah, that is very true. However, I really like his cast. So it makes your cast AoE and if you saw from last time, our cast was the little red diamond we could throw at people. When you hit someone with it, it gets stuck in them, and then when they die, you can get it back. This, because it bounces between enemies, sometimes has a chance to bounce past the last enemy, and then you get to use it straight away again. So that's what we're taking right now.
Lord Uncle Zeus
And
lending
we're
his
gonna
support.
try it out.
Never thought I'd see the day.
That was
So-
pretty healthy damage, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, let's have a little look at this.
Composed of such innumerable, ever-shifting, interlocking chambers, the underworld of Lord Hades all but guarantees the dead shall there remain until the end of time.
Sounds fun.
I like the voiceover of the narrator.
Yeah, he's cool.
Good thing I'm not dead.
Yes. Not yet, anyway.
So the place where you are is technically before Hell, right? Am I right?
So hell isn't a thing in Greek, like
okay.
mythology. Just the underworld is, which is where everybody goes when they die, regardless.
So that was, yeah, I was thinking like it was like a waiting room. I didn't know there wasn't actually, Hell wasn't actually a thing. That's fine.
So yeah, the underworld basically contains areas that would be the same as our hell. Well, our hell. I'm not Christian, but as Christian hell. So this, I believe, is Tartarus. Or was it Asphodel?
Aphrodite, right?
No, the area we're in, not the next god.
Right, okay, yeah.
But spoilers, we're about to get a boon from Aphrodite.
It was a heart. People could have guessed that, it's fine. I don't feel bad about that one.
I mean, could have been Hephaestus or one of the other gods who isn't in this game.
Oh, it's her. It must be a mess. Let's see here. Hi there. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Just done our hair before we meet her.
Well, I mean, you'd want to.
Why, hello there, little godling. I have to say, you're quite the specimen, and so I've decided I shall aid you for the moment. You interested?
Boy, are we.
You could be stupid not to.
Okay, so here's another mechanic. So the boons we receive from gods can be rare, epic, or heroic, in addition to just being their normal ones here. Which means they do the same thing, they're just better. So this would not normally be 75, it would be, I would guess, 50, I actually don't know. Weak is Aphrodite's specific status curse.
Mechanic? Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't actually mention Zeus. His is lightning, would you believe? But yeah, so Aphrodite, she has some stuff revolving around weak. She later on has some stuff revolving around charming. So we could make it so our dash charms things when we dash through them. I'm kind of inclined to go with this one because it's both epic and it's a little bit more AoE. And you've seen so far we haven't even reached a boss, so we might as well get to the point where we can do that.
I also think I've seen this, which I am quite interested to see.
It's my favourite mechanic in computer games, right? Is killing stuff makes them kill nearby things.
Like Living Bomb, right? From like World of Warcraft.
Yeah, or Raven of the Jade Harvester from Diablo 3.
Oh, that's a lot of damage, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
I'm starting to think that maybe that extra healing. Oh no, never mind. You've taken damage now.
Yeah, just want to maximise.
Good. Feeling pretty good about that one then.
Oh, you think we should? You was going to say we should have taken the damage?
Yeah, because you hadn't taken damage up until I jinxed you, basically.
Yeah, it's just a trap, and you know how good I am at dodging those. Some more darkness. Yeah, so we've got choices here. We can take some money, which means we can spend it in shops later on, or we can take a pomegranate of power, or a pom, as they're referred to in game. Which we're going to. So what that is lets us upgrade our boons. These are the boons we've got over here, so we can increase the power of electric shots or of dying lament.
And it's got one power in its name. So.
Well, I mean, yeah. Also, money is something we might get a bonus from later. Pom of power is something we do get a bonus from now.
True. Each shop contains like some sort of upgrade, right?
In my experience, yes. They usually contain two. A pom of power.
Delicious.
A delicious pom of power. Okay, so we can have... I mean, that's the damage I can rely on. This is more damage.
So the cast damage is going to be useful on bosses, which, yes, we haven't came up to yet, but...
Yeah, it's also still going to be useful against trash, right?
Yeah.
Like that is definitely more damage, but I can't rely on that, whereas I can rely on this a little bit. So that's what we're going to go with right now. Shouldn't take the money. This is a shop. We have 43 money, which is nothing and not enough. So we're instead going to go for darkness because we don't get anything from going to meet the shopkeeper, other than meeting the shopkeeper.
This also shows you the variance between runs, right? So the original run where you very first
I
started
did
playing-
fine, thank you.
I'm not insulting. I'm not insulting you, but like the things that you got didn't augment your abilities in any way really, apart from your dash. Whereas now you're doing tons of damage on death and stuff.
That's true, yeah. On kill rather than on death. Mind you, this is the room that killed us last time, so... So we're gonna kind of try and take it slow and steady.
That's what you get.
So the monsters, as you might notice, have got a yellow health bar over their original health bar, and that is armor, I believe.
It is indeed.
Which is basically just an extra health bar. I believe it takes the same amount of damage.
It's almost always there is more armor than there is actual health. The second health bar almost always goes down faster than the first health bar. Also, the last hit on the armor health bar can't deal damage to the
actual health bar.
yeah, no matter how much it is. If they have 1 armor left and I deal 100 damage, I deal 1 damage.
Coin from the dead.
I've just noticed that you've only got 1 cast available to you, which is something I've never seen
I'm
in
hurt. Can't hear
your runs
myself,
previously.
but I
Yep.
can fight.
That's all I get. Also, I'm on low health, and my options for healing are pretty few and far between. Oh good, this is a mini-boss.
Get good.
Yeah, or die trying.
Yeah, I think it's going to be option number 2.
Nah, man. Nah.
So you had 24 health when you came in here.
I did, and then I got hit by 1 thing, and now I've been hit by 2 things.
But we can buy considerably more stuff for darkness. Last time we had like enough things to buy 1 upgrade, right?
I mean, yeah, if I can buy 2 upgrades, it's going to be great. I agree, Zagreus. Stupid skeleton twins.
Whoa,
He's awake,
you
it's fine.
just got killed by one of those bloodless inferno bomber skeleton type guys. Nice. I always wondered what would happen if you just kind of stood around while all their bombs went off.
Did he just low-key insult you?
I mean, a little.
Okay,
That's how we're going to deal with it, though.
Keep at it, lad. I've known great men throughout my life, and I can always tell when someone's better than their circumstances. Fight like I'd fight out there.
Okay.
I'll give them hell as you once did, Achilles. Though doubtless many of the shades who stand against me first arrived in Tartarus because of you.
So,
Someone's
saying
at the desk next to the throne.
Achilles' fault then. There is someone at the desk next to the throne. But we can talk to Hades first, though. And also, we forgot to talk to Cerberus last time.
Which
Who's
is
that
rude of
snivelling
us looking.
shade to your immediate left there, father? Already found someone new to do the busy work. And here I thought I was utterly indispensable.
That shade, boy, is my newly designated contractor. One whose responsibility is to work on this house. Though who shall pay for everything my subjects here demand, I do not know.
You're trying to guilt me into funding the exorbitant furnishings you desire.
Perhaps once we are finished with repairs for all the carnage you have sown throughout my realm, then we might finally have time for all the needed renovations that have piled up.
Nice.
Nice. So yeah, this is a place for some more permanent upgrades.
Special offer for me, my good shade.
We get to spend gems here, which we don't have any. Luckily, looks like the first one's a freebie. So some of these things are just decor. So the scrying pool in our bedroom would just be something we can look at. As it happens, I think that one tells you how many enemies you've killed and how many runs you've attempted. But the luxurious seating is just purely decorative as is. Oops. Some of this stuff here. Currently have a burnished gold trim, which is very nice, and some crimson drapery. And dual stick lighting. It sounds better than single stick lighting.
I guess.
Which is what they're offering us here. Like, that's just one stick. That's half as good.
Depends how light you want the room to be.
Yeah, well, very.
Okay, then yes, it is. Half as good.
Okay, so the first thing we can put in is fountains in Tartarus. So Tartarus is that first section, not Asphodel. Fountains are very occasionally we'll find a room that is just some healing, which is very nice. That's one of the things I was worrying about when we were down to
What's that there? Something from the Fates?
when we were down to 24 health was I don't know how I'm gonna heal it because I don't have the rooms that heal me. And there's not a lot of other options other than buying something from the shop, which we didn't have any money for. So, we can now, soon, once we come back with some gems, get the Fated List of Minor Prophecies, which gives us some sort of side quests, which we'll get some more resources from, which would be nice. Let's speak to Cerberus.
Infernal watchdog Cerberus regards the underworld prince with mixed emotions, from purest joy to deepest melancholy.
You watch over things for me, won't you, boy? You know I'd take you if I could.
He's like the goodest boy times 2 on the picture you had there, and then just the angriest dog in the world on the third one.
There's a good boy.
The third head.
I didn't notice.
Cease bothering the dog.
Cute, man.
Oh,
That's cute. I don't think I've seen you do that before either.
I
Very
mean,
good.
there's no gameplay benefits.
Yeah, there is. You made me happy. What the...
It's not a gameplay benefit.
Man.
What once was a small lounging area within the House of Hades now is sealed off, in utter shambles, since the multi-headed Cerberus tore the space apart, warning the missing prince.
I mean, to be honest, I was gone about 5 minutes the first time.
Yeah, but he's a big dog.
Yeah, I guess.
Cerberus destroyed the lounge again.
He's like 3 big dogs, to be fair. Let's have a chat with Nyx.
Darkness guide you, child. You have outgrown this house. Of that I am now certain. Should you return again here, I shall keep you safe.
Oh, I don't anticipate returning again. That'll probably be fine.
Oh, is this the run?
Forget you, Nyx,
This
I
is
swear it.
the run.
I mean, it's probably not. Which is good, because otherwise we're going to go over in this episode. Okay. It's cool. It could be the run. So we can now gain the ability to come back to life when we die. Or we can pick up these two things, which would be we heal 2 health per room and 10% extra damage when attacking from behind.
Since my plan is increasing the amount of resources we come back with, coming back to life is going to be the best one, right?
Yeah.
That is worth more than the tiny bit of damage and
we're
1 extra health.
It's 1 health per room. Yeah, it could be good. Still didn't pick any keys, did we? So no new weapons. Let's head out. And again, we're not adding any extra difficulty. We are going to reach a point at some point where I'm going to turn a thing that isn't there yet on.
Let's see what happens.
Because it's going to actually make the run easier for me.
This is true.
Looks
I
like a
witnessed it.
Daedalus hammer.
That does look like a Daedalus hammer, Zagreus. So this is going to give us special upgrades, special enchantments for my weapon. I couldn't have said it better myself, Zagreus. So these are specific to the weapon, as opposed to the boons are specific to just the gods and can go on any weapon. These are specific to the weapon. So we can either have our attack deals bonus damage equal to 5% of our current Charon's Opals, or Charon's Opals rather, which is good if you get a lot of them. We don't really have a way of getting a lot of them right now. We get some range, which sounds alright, might be what we're going for. Or our special hits twice but no longer knocks foes away, which means it'll hit for double the damage. 100 damage on a special. Not bad.
So the middle one, if it works like the lightning from Zeus works, it's 30 extra damage on your attack as well, right?
I would think it will be, yeah.
Which I think is probably better.
So
Since you are losing something in the double Nova trade-off, right? You're losing some sort of survivability, which clearly you need.
Hey. So you're thinking Piercing Wave?
Yeah, I think Piercing Wave's good.
Okay.
Presuming it works how I expect it to.
Wherever you may be right now.
Oh, that's slower than I thought it'd be. Yeah, it seems to. Hey, key.
So if you do the combo, is it 1 per swing?
Wretches.
I'm going to guess it will be.
Yes.
It is, yeah. Oh yeah, those are bad buttons.
Oh no. Oh, we know how good you are with traps.
I mean, so far I've only stood in like 2, right?
Yeah?
That I've been hit by. That doesn't count. Oh, come on. I was not in that.
A chthonic key.
See, someone disagrees. Yeah, so next
Oh,
round.
is this everyone's favourite?
He's one of your favourites, I think.
No, I mean, he lives like me. Not true.
Not the life you live.
I mean, I don't do it often, but you know, when I do a lot.
You go hard. I mean, everyone saw the wine glass, right?
Yeah?
Just in time.
This is notably less damage than the first upgrade you got last time.
That's true.
Revelry? People having a good time? Well, sure then. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I'll accept this message.
People having a good time. Count me in.
Hey there, Zagman. How's it going? Look, you have got to get here with the rest of us already. We've been saving you a spot. Let me see what I can do. Make life a little sweeter for you in the meantime.
God of Wine. What
That's-
a title.
Yeah. His cup's about to spill, isn't it?
He's the god of it, man. He'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, you just make more, I guess. Okay, so Dionysus is kind of an odd one in that he has a couple of different mechanics. So he's got Hangover, as we can see, which is a damage over time ability. So our attack inflicts it. Possibly what we're going to take. Damage over time just on our regular hits is just going to be extra damage on our normal attack, which is what we use the most. Trippy Shot, so this is his other mechanic. He has Festive Fog. So it kind of all revolves around his cast here. But it's instead of being a sort of line attack or a projectile, like a bolt, it's going to be like a mortar shot. It's going to deal quite a lot more damage, but it's going to be slower to arrive, but it's going to deal damage in an area, and then anything in that area gets stunned every 0.25 seconds, which is a really good defensive ability. Or we can have Drunken Dash, which gives us Hangover near where we started dashing, which is fine if you're dashing away from enemies, not so great if you're dashing towards enemies. Probably my least favourite of these three options. So I'm easy on either of these. What do you think, Brian?
So I think Trippy Shot is good.
It is?
Again, I'm not trying to insult your gameplay, but trying to get further through the runs to unlock more things per run is what I'm thinking, and crowd control is just great.
Yeah, I'm not trying to insult your gameplay, but you do die a lot, so...
I mean, 3 times so far. 3 times? Yeah, 2 times so far.
Looking ahead, though, aren't you?
Well, I just know what's coming. That's. Yeah, and that's a lot of damage as well.
It is, that's true. So the other thing is before our cast, our cast would come off an enemy when they died because it would be stuck in the enemy. This no longer does that. So this now lands on the ground, and then after a certain amount of time, 5 seconds I believe, will pop back out for us to use.
Back to dust.
It is a lot slower than I remember traveling.
Yeah, it's not too bad. You might be thinking of one of the weapons specials because that has something very similar.
Quite possibly. But I think in the big mini boss rooms and the room with the armored guys, like having some crowd control is going to be very valuable.
Yeah, I forgot that these were apparently Centaur Hearts, so this is some increased maximum health. So if we see that, we now have 75 maximum health, and 58 of it currently. It gives you increased maximum and current health. Our next rooms, we have some more darkness, always good for the run, for the runs, or some nectar, which is what we're going to take, because again, it's something we don't yet have, and again, because we're early in the game, 1 is going to allow us to unlock something which is going to help us. These fire lasers, but they are dead now, so...
Not for long.
Not with Zagreus on the case.
Don't have to take your credit, man. That was all you.
I mean, I feel like he did a lot of the work. So bottles of nectar allow us to give them as gifts to people that we like. So we can give the gifts to people back in town, or to gods that we meet, like for example Dionysus here. This is a nice, I was about to say easy room, and then I got hit.
Yeah, I think you jinxed yourself that time.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, that's a lot of damage. so good. I don't think I've ever given that credit for the amount of damage it does.
Yeah, it was one of the first like highly damaging abilities I ever saw. So yeah, if you see here, we could gift this to Dionysus, our nectar. If we do, we will get one of those keepsakes we saw earlier from the little terrarium thing. In Dionysus' case, it guarantees. So you can take one keepsake with you on a run. It guarantees that the first god that you see will be Dionysus, and it also makes the chance of getting rare boons from Dionysus slightly higher. We're not interested in that. There's stuff we can get that's going to be better in the short term for us. Later on, we are going to want these because the things we can do with them to influence our runs and take some of the RNG out of this game. Not that I don't love RNG, but right now let's just grab a boon.
In the name of Hades.
Ooh, lasting consequences. Okay, right, sure.
Oh, right, okay.
That's so that's telling us that we aren't going to get everything out of that we normally would. So normally that would be using a fountain restores all of our health and gives us bonus damage, whereas a fountain normally just restores some.
Drunk people hit harder, yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's not entirely wrong. Gives us bonus damage. We haven't even seen a fountain yet, so I'm not. I do like this normally, but right now we need more things. That's fine. Some extra damage. This might be good. Everything deals 20% more damage because we're on hell mode. This will kind of offset that. I don't know how much time we spend standing in Festive Fog, if I'm honest.
I don't think. So while I am a big fan of defensive things, which I'm sure you've noticed, I don't think that's worth it. Because its uptime isn't super high with you only having one cast.
On the other hand, this is a second ability from Dionysus, which clearly requires one of his first abilities because it only applies while we're in Festive Fog, which is from his cast. And if we were looking, each god has a legendary boon, and if each pair of gods has a duo boon. If we were looking to try and get a legendary boon from Dionysus, they, generally speaking, require you to have at least one of their starting abilities that affects either your attack, your special, your dash, or your cast. And then at least one of the things that requires you to have one of those things, which this therefore might make us eligible for his legendary later. And I don't know what that is. I might well have had it. I don't remember it.
That also loses some value, right? Just given that Festive Fog does stun things every 0.25 seconds.
That's true. I don't know if it stuns the boss quite that often. And we might be coming to that. I just think that's not going to be that much extra damage, man.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
And I think that I'm going to be really sad connection with the fountain, but we're going to take high tolerance for now.
Cheers, mate.
It's now telling me that I can look at boons. Yep.
Cheers, mate.
Knew that. Okay, 75 is probably enough to buy health if that's in the shop, or we can go and see my favourite goddess, Artie. However, that little skull there means this is going to be a hard room. It's the mini boss room, would you believe?
Let's go, lads.
Let's go, lads.
Like, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe it is about 5 seconds, but I don't. The uptime of it's not great, right? It's giving you defensive stats, sure. But I think you get more defense from them getting stunned all the time.
Yeah, true. So the uptime is exactly 5 seconds. It tells you. I can show you after this.
I mean, I believe you.
Yeah.
I just didn't count it myself. It felt like a longer time because I was like looking for it, right?
Yeah. So this is.
There's only one heavenly archer I know of. Well, several really. Anyway, in the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
That doesn't really make sense, does it? There's only one heavenly archer I know of. Well, actually, I'm lying.
It's kind of like you with your theory, right? So
Yeah.
Puppet has a theory where if you ask him how many, I don't know, people that have red cars do you know, for example, but like, I know 3. And then he'll say, oh, you know, there's Dave and there's John. I'm like, yeah, you said there's a 3rd guy. Yeah, I don't know.
I will always, I'll overestimate by 1. So if you ask me how many of something I can think of, I will assume that if 2 immediately spring to mind, I will assume that there is a 3rd that didn't immediately spring to mind, and then I will probably think of it by the time I've told you the first 2. And a lot of the time, it works. Like, more than half of the time.
I mean, that might be true, because I can't imagine you'd point it out. Otherwise, you'd be like, oh yeah, I done that thing there.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you'd say that, so yeah.
Yeah, don't like to admit I'm wrong ever. But yeah, occasionally, very occasionally, it turns out that my brain lets me down.
I heard about you. Look, I'm not like all the others on Olympus.
Great.
The power of the hunt helps keep me company, so maybe it'll help you too.
She's not like the other girls, man.
Yeah, 'cause she's best girl.
She is first girl. So
Interesting.
Artemis deals with critical chance, which is very exciting. Criticals deal plus 200% damage, which is pretty good. That's triple damage. So, and also, I mean, so this is her dash ability. It doesn't do anything to do with criticals, but if you attack out of a dash, you'll have seen me do it, but you might have noticed it was a different attack. It is slightly different, but this just makes you do more damage, and I do it all the time. However, plus 72% damage and a 20% chance to crit is no joke on my normally 50 damage attack. That's going to hit nearly 100 and sometimes nearly 300.
As well.
It
That's
is.
the big knockback one. Yeah.
On the other hand, this is the one I use all the time. I don't know if it'll apply to this Piercing Wave, which would make it really good if it does.
I'd like to speculate that it does because it mentions the attack in the thing. But again, I'm not 100% on the mechanics of the game.
No, I'm not sure either.
On the mechanics of the game.
So it's between these two, I think. They're both very good. That one is an epic, and therefore is in theory better than this one. So we might lean towards that, I think.
Okay.
The power of the hunt sounds like good company to keep.
So this is now slightly greener than it was. They do all have...
Not noticeably.
Yeah. They do all have effects on how your abilities look. Oh, good. So...
No need to be in such a hurry, boy.
This room isn't a kill all enemies to move on. As you can see in the top left there, this is survive 45 seconds. So we're just not going to fight. We're just going to run around like a little girl. It's going to be great.
We've got the defensive stun field, right? So that's a good move. And if you are running, I can't imagine you getting corners once every 5 seconds. Oh, there is another thing in this room that isn't good.
Yeah, you do actually get a small amount of money for killing enemies, so anytime we see one of these skulls that we can very easily just kill. Okay, you can get a small amount of money for killing enemies. I've now noticed that we got no money for killing any of those skulls. Maybe they don't drop money. Huh. Those guys have nearly killed themselves. Okay, nailed it.
Not bad.
There we go.
So, some darkness, and yeah, this is what you're talking about?
Yep.
So this is a mini shop, basically. We can, we can gain some of these buffs, which give us a temporary buff, or in some cases we get to get some resources. So we're taking these.
I'll take this one.
And 27 darkness is more than I've made this run. I currently have 44 money, which isn't enough to buy anything in the shop, so I might as well spend it on the extra thing. And hey,
I was going to say that the breakpoint, you had 101 coins going into that, right? 101 money.
yes.
And I believe in a shop, the three costs, I think they're 50, 100, and 150 for the items.
It depends what's there, but yeah, that's a pretty common lineup in a shop, yeah.
So I didn't know you were going to go for the first one. But I was going to say 27 darkness is quite a lot, and since there's no guarantee you're going to make it to a shop, I guess there is. You've got Death Defied still, right? So
That's true.
Okay.
It's not a guarantee, but yeah.
Some gems there that we don't have any of, right?
That is very true, and the early gem stuff very cheap. So that's the plan. Oh, and apparently this is the furthest we've come. This is another minibus room. That's a critical hit. So was that.
Is there a cooldown on the special? Because I don't see it anywhere on the user interface.
Not really. It's just not that fast. But no, I can walk around doing this if we want.
That interrupts their laser beam too, reduces handy.
Maybe. I didn't notice if it did. 10 is kind of the perfect number. Okay, we could take a palm of power, or we could take some money. That's actually a difficult decision this time round. Palm of power is it palm for you?
It's always palm.
Yeah, okay. Sure, I'll go with you.
No, is that what you're going to say though? Palm of power will do what, and then...
Palm of power will probably upgrade this. Ooh, okay, whereas, as you said, we are possibly pretty likely to see a shop now. Ow. And 150 is likely to be either health and something like a pom. That sucks. I'm taking quite a lot of damage here. What's over here? Or a boon, because that's what would cost 150. That's quite a lot more damage than that, isn't it? I think it's
a lot more damage.
I think it's this though. Because obviously that's multiplied if we do get the critical, and we can do it a lot more often.
They must have lots
Yeah,
of these.
okay.
upon
Oh, hey,
Olympus.
look! It's another Palm of Power.
This is the run, man. This is the run.
Apparently, it's a special-based run.
More wretches.
I think you got a couple of keys this run as well. I think
I'm stuck. No, hang on.
What?
My controller has come disconnected. There we go. We're fine. We're fine. That's how I like to play all of my runs. I believe we did get a couple of keys this run. I think you. Oh, that's gone way over his head.
Still in the hand. Doesn't do anywhere near as much damage as the resistant damage in
I mean, yeah, when I bother to actually hit my target, it's pretty good.
overhead though.
You reckon? I guess there's another one of them. Oh no,
Still
never mind.
really good for airway.
Yeah, especially from a range. Oh. Got hit by that? Got hit by that? That's fine. Feeling healthy.
Still have Death Defy, so
Yeah.
still make some more progress.
Where are you? Over here. That's it all, folks. Right. It's gonna be this again, I think.
Juicy.
Juicy.
Oh, a shop.
Yeah, let's hope there's some money in here. Not money.
Carrot's shop.
Yeah, there's not. And we have just too little to buy a third pawn. But excitingly, we then get to fight the boss. That's what that next room is.
Beyond the present chamber lies the outermost perimeter of Tartarus, promising terrifying dangers far beyond the Underworld Prince's reckoning.
And I can reckon quite a bit.
Certainly can. So, might as well have this. I'm not going to get spent on anything else likely. And here's our chatty friend, Charon.
Why, good to see you, Charon, mate. Just minding my own business, taking in the sights, and sure is awfully convenient to be running a deal like this. I had all this coin I wanted to get rid of.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the item that is on the door for the end of the floor room. What is that?
That is a Titan's Blood. So the first floor, that is our reward for it, if we can clear it. Titan's Blood is used for basically nothing for a long time.
Well, this is awkward.
Okay.
Halt, Zagreus. Not one step further.
Zagreus is correct, this is very awkward.
Come on, Meg. Haven't we had more than enough of each other by now? Besides, don't you have someplace else to be?
Your father sent me. All in all, I'd rather be on your bad side than his. Now you can turn back, like a good little man, or I can send you home the painful way. What'll it be?
I mean...
You've got 3 health, which is fine.
Yeah,
I'll have to go with the painful way.
that's what I was afraid he was going to say.
A man after my own heart.
If you keep doing that,
Right there.
you've got to be okay.
Nope. Okay, that's fine. We'll just use our extra life, it's going to be great. Okay, we phased her.
She has friends now.
She did have them. That dash should be really good, wouldn't it?
Back. The deflect one.
Best one in the game, yeah.
I mean, it'd be alright.
Oh yeah, I knew she was doing that. Let's come grab this again. Oh, oh. There's spikes over there.
That's that puppet trap gameplay we all know so well.
Yeah, that's fine. I've been hit by like one trap a run. You know what? That seems sustainable. 2. Okay, hear me out. Traps are hard to avoid.
I don't believe you, man. That is. But you know, that's fine.
Turns out that wasn't the run.
I think that is where we end this episode.
I think it certainly is. But next time, we're going to have the run.
But, okay, I believe it.
Promising it.
I would like to do the. Let's do the RP at the start of the next episode, right?
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, thanks for joining us, and yeah, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, if you enjoyed that, if you hit the like button and follow the channel, that would support us greatly. And yeah, thanks for watching.
That is a thing. If you do want to catch more of either of us, then Cuddly does have a stream over on Twitch. It's Mr. Cuddly Pants. He's currently playing through. Help me out here. I know what the game is. That's it. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order on Grandmaster mode.
Yeah, I play more RPGs than anything else really. Whereas Puppet plays a variety.
I play a bunch of stuff, a lot of roguelikes. I've sunk a lot of time into roguelikes, and at this point, I just, I can't accept that it's all been wasted. So I'm just gonna have to carry on playing them.
Hasn't learned how to move out of traps. So anyway, yes, thank you very much for watching.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't get to talk anymore on this subject. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Easy, mate.